Hello, my wonderful OB community. Today, we're going to talk about 3 very important things you need to consider before you even think about designing a website for your business. Before we get started, I'm just going to quickly introduce myself. My name is Roshni, but you can call me Rosh, and I run our design studio with my partner Viren, where we design beautiful branding and minimalist websites for small to medium-sized businesses, and we do this on Squarespace and Shopify. So number 1, the first thing you want to consider before you even start designing a website is, why are you designing the website? Why? It really is as simple as that. What are 1 to 2, and 2 being the maximum, goals that you want to actually achieve from this website? And maybe to ask this question in another way, what is it that you want your website to do? Think of it as your virtual assistant. It is not just another thing that is in your business that you have to manage. It's not just another thing that's going to sit around. You really want to have a good think about, okay, why is this an investment in my business? And how are you going to help me, website? What are you going to do for my business? So that's the first thing. Some examples could be, you want to help it grow your email list. You want to bring more leads into your business. You want to showcase your gorgeous portfolio, or you want to sell a product or service, or many of them. When you have this basic goal or a couple of goals in mind, then you've got the foundations right. You've got something in mind that you think, okay, now I can start creating the strategy behind the website design. When you go in without the goals and you just start creating because you think, well, I need a website. Of course I do. I have a business. You're kind of just shooting in the dark. You're just creating for creating's sake. And let me tell you that in the year 2025, which is now, and going forward, you really want to go beyond the, well, I just need a website. Having a strategy and actually having a goal in mind is important now more than ever. We've worked with so many clients in the past, and this is the first question we ask. And there's so many times when clients have gone, that's a good question. I actually don't know. And so this is one of the things that we dive into even before we start designing with our clients. We really get them to understand for themselves, and for us, obviously, as well, why they're doing this. So pause the video, have a quick think about or brainstorm, what are 1 to 2 goals for your website? What is it that your website is going to be doing for your business and for your brand? Number 2, how easy is it to actually update or edit your website in future? Now, obviously, this is crucial because your website is going to be an ever-evolving one. It's never one that sits still, I'm afraid. Well, actually, no, that's actually quite an exciting concept. Your website will grow because your business will grow. Your brand will grow. It will evolve. Not only does this come down to, well, yeah, okay, I'm going to have maybe a photo shoot done, a new brand shoot done. Again, depending on what your business is. If you sell products, you will have new products released, or you'll have a new photo shoot done of that product or products. And going beyond that, if you're selling events, you're going to have new events, or you want to change events. There's so many things that you are going to want to change as your business grows. So have a think about, when it actually comes to editing your website, how much time are you having to invest in doing that? One really great way of thinking about this is the number of hours you're spending on editing your site in future. If you actually thought to actually pay yourself an hourly rate for that time, how much would you be paying yourself? You can look at that as the amount of time you're spending on actually editing your site is the amount of time you're actually taking away from running your business, or actually getting new clients, or making money in your business. So what are you paying yourself to actually edit that site going forward? You want it to be quick, efficient, seamless, but also you want to stay on brand. You don't want to mess things up, right? So this kind of goes back to point number one is strategy is also very important. When it comes to designing your website, you want to do it in such a way that in future, it is easy to update. It's easy to edit. And this is why we use platforms like Squarespace, like Shopify, and there are other platforms out there too. We prefer these two because it is so easy for our clients in future to not get in touch with us every time that they want to edit their website. We actually teach them how to make these edits themselves. And so they can do things efficiently and quickly themselves, especially for small and minor updates. Point number 3, and this is actually, I would say the most important. Although not taking away from the previous two, this is very important. Again, in 2025 and going forward, with the ever-growing AI world, having a website just for the sake of having a website no longer exists. In fact, I don't really think it ever existed. But today, it really is so important for you to have a goal, strategy, and now a marketing strategy in place. So what do I mean by that? How are you going to be growing your website? How are you actually going to get eyes on that website? Because after you hit that launch button, it's not the end. That's kind of just the beginning. What are you actually going to do to actually get traffic and have a growing traffic over time? And the best way to do this is organically. My biggest thing is you want to have fun whilst doing this. You don't want to make this work because that's going to make your life quite difficult. The biggest thing for having a marketing plan or a marketing strategy for getting eyes on your website is to actually start creating content. And the type of content you create is up to you. It's up to what you're comfortable with, what you love to do. And I'm not saying don't stretch yourself out of your comfort zone, because trust me, that's good too. But you want it to be something that feels really authentic to you, that you can do so genuinely. And this could be sitting in front of a camera. It could be just talking into a mic and just creating a podcast. Not just creating a podcast, which is an amazing thing to do. It could be writing blog posts. Now, that's stuff that you can directly implement onto your site, and that will grow your website. It will let search engines and AI tools like ChatGPT know who you are. One of our traffic sources, and we can clearly see from our Squarespace analytics, is ChatGPT is sending people to our website. Like, we didn't plan for that. That kind of just happened. So there are things happening in the background in tech today that you have no control over, but you can start influencing for your business. And the more content you create, the more you put out, the more the right people and the right clients and customers will find you. There are other ways of creating content too. There is social media. There's Instagram, there's TikTok, there's Facebook, there's LinkedIn. All of these media sources are ways of getting eyes to your website. Also, search engines like Pinterest. We love Pinterest. If you're a product-based business, an interior designer, to be honest, most businesses can utilize Pinterest. So it really comes down to you sitting down, again, brainstorming, what is it that you're going to do once you've hit that launch button on your site to get eyes and traffic to your website. So my friends, we're going to stop here because I don't want to bombard you with too much. But say I give you a task now, after you click off from this video, to go and sit down and look at those 3 points that we've just gone through and start brainstorming. What are your goals? What platform would you prefer to use to actually design your website? And most importantly, what are you going to be doing to grow your website after you hit the launch button? My biggest advice really is, while you do those things, is have fun. It is such a shame when we turn these things into a chore and just to another thing that we have to do in our business. But actually, this is so fun. This is something that you create on brand. Your website is a tool. It's your virtual assistant that is actually going to help grow your business. Okay, I hope this was useful to you. If it was, please like and let me know in the comments what other topics you'd like me to cover. What do you struggle with in web design? What are you still considering before you start designing a website? And hit that subscribe button, because then you can keep up to date with all of our future videos. Okay, my friends, until next time.